It was my academics challenge. My year one, I faced a lot of academics challenges, which led me to depression, especially pressure from my homes. They think I'm not serious, but actually I was putting on my best, but I see things not working all right. It reached a point that I started questioning myself, what on earth am I here for? Is it to be facing all these challenges?
There are other causes of suicide, but depression still ranks high among them. We've had reasons to attend to quite a number. When we need to differentiate between suicide. Suicide is a completed act, but most of the people we see are those who attempted suicide or had a deliberate self-harm.
Suicide, it's broadly defined as one causing his or her death. Suicide can also be by reason of several kinds of disorder, ranging from bipolar disorder, multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, mental illness, depression, drug or substance abuse. These are all forms through which suicide could take place.
Depression is a mental health disorder, and it is a mood disorder. If I say mood, I mean there is a pathological change in the mood of the person, and that change is sadness. So in depression, a person presents with sad mood, loss of interest and pleasure in what he loves to do, and then reduced energy, which will impair his or her daily activities. These are the core symptoms.
If somebody is talking about dying, because usually when we talk about suicide, it's actually a continuum from the thoughts to contemplating, looking out for a way or a method, and eventually attempting to finally completing the suicide. So at every stage, people will give sign.
Like my family, my aunt committed suicide at a certain time, all because of depression from her husband. She committed suicide. She got to a point that she no longer find interest in living. So she took a poison, and that is how she died.
You see, studies, researchers have shown that 90% of people who have completed suicide have a mental health disorder at the time of their death. And out of this, majority of them have depression, substance abuse, or both. So this means that 90% of people that have completed suicide have a mental health disorder.
I think it's a normal thing for people to get the idea of committing suicide and all. Because once you are depressed, plenty thoughts start coming through your head. And once you don't have anybody to rely on, who can encourage you, you can just fall into any of it.
I thought I was rejected. I thought, that's thinking. That's not reality, Sha. I was not rejected, but I felt I was rejected.
Why did you feel that?
Because my mom she's a shy type, she don't want to talk to me, and she stays far away. So I thought she's rejecting me actually, but it's wrong.
So we often would say, for example, you want to give a suicidal person a sense of companionship, You don't leave suicidal people alone. You keep them in the midst of people. There is something we refer to as education regarding suicide. How do we educate people who have tendencies to be suicidal? How do we develop curriculums across secondary schools and tertiary institutions that deal with self-esteem? This is important given the fact that some of the reasons why our generation, the upcoming generation, are suicidal tend to be from influences based on failed family system.
I just took courage. What helped me was my faith. I talked to, especially my level coordinator. She was of a great help to me. She encouraged me and speak a lot to me, and it helped me.
I think you should just confine in people. Look for the best association you can confine in.
Nobody likes rejection, actually. So once you feel rejected, you feel all hope is lost. Nobody cares at all. So that can lead to suicide, and the best way to help those kind of people is to show them love.
If we look at it that when these people are down, when they complain, we should actually do the praying for them, because depression, apart from the low mood, low energy, poor appetite or excessive appetite, poor sleep or excessive sleep, there is guilt feelings. The person believes he is responsible for all the problems in the world, and things like that. Interestingly, when people get severely depressed, they can begin to confess that they are in secret societies, they are witches, they are wizards, and people have lost their lives because of that. You treat them for depression, they are fine. I had a patient who claimed he killed his mother, said vividly how they tied her under a tree and whatever, he killed her. And when they took him to the pastor for deliverance, thankfully the pastor, after praying for him, said, please take him to the hospital. They brought him to the hospital. He was depressed. After 2 weeks of being on antidepressants, you ask the guy, how did you kill your mother? He tells you he didn't kill his mother. Depression makes you feel guilty. And if it's not treated, it becomes a delusion. You actually believe that you're responsible for some of those things.
The person becomes withdrawn. He doesn't go out. He's mostly in the house. Whenever you see him, he looks very worried. He is withdrawn. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't sleep. And he goes on his page, social media, because that is the easiest way to see people. To like see a person through a mirror. The end is coming. The life is not worth it. There is no reason for me to live again. People write those kind of comments.
Never leave a suicidal person lonely. Most suicidal persons will always speak out when we ask for help.
Depression is treatable. It's always treatable. The only thing is that there are some people who might have relapses from time to time. But for all the patients that I have seen that have been suicidal and have come into treatment, they have done well. They have done well. Depression is very amenable to treatment, and usually we treat with drugs, we treat with psychotherapy, we talk, and then especially when you're able to even uncover the reason why the person is coming down with depression.
We have the youth prevention team, and then we have telephone lines that people can actually call if you notice. In fact, we've had to intervene in some people's posts on Facebook, on social media, really looking at this, and then they tend to point in that direction. We quickly visit them, and then we see them. You can call 0814-2241-007, 0814-075-2897, 0705-4029-791, which is the WhatsApp number, the last one. You can call them, and if you notice anything, draw the attention of the medical personnel anywhere around you. They will surely attend to them.
So nobody is immune to mental health issue. Some people do not even understand that if I say, how is your mental health? Some see it as an insult. But I will tell them, what's the definition of health? It's a state of physical, mental, social, and psychological well-being.